Hello guys, and welcome back to the Brighton career mode here on FC24. Let's get into it. The end of last episode was obviously not a success. We had a 6-0 defeat to Tottenham to round out the last episode. It was pretty demoralizing. We got absolutely bullied in that game, but hopefully we're going to bounce back. Up next, we do have a Union Berlin game in the Europa League. It's going to be a tough game for sure. Hopefully we're going to find ourselves the win, but we still have a second leg to play later on in the episode as well. In between that, we have an away game against Sheffield United and a home game against Everton. I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a reminder of how we got to this part of the Europa League. We are into the knockout rounds. We did end up getting second place in our group behind Marseille, ahead of Ajax and Athens. Other teams going through in the Europa League were West Ham and Freiburg from Group A, Betis and Rangers from Group C, Sporting and Recal from Group D, LASK and Liverpool from Group E, Villarreal and Panathinaikos from Group F, Roma and Slavia Praha from Group G, and Leverkusen and Molde from Group H. And we are going to be facing Union Berlin. Like I said, they ended up getting third place in their Champions League group with Napoli and Real Madrid ahead of them. They actually played very well and ended up with the same amount of points in that group with Real Madrid, so they were very unfortunate not to go through to the knockout rounds of the Champions League, and they were forced into the Europa League. And I'll go ahead and show you guys the Champions League groups as well. Bayern and Manchester United from Group A, Arsenal and Sevilla from Group B, Napoli and Real Madrid, like I said, from Group C, Inter and Benfica from Group D, Atletico Madrid, Lazio from Group E, PSG and Dortmund from Group F. That was probably the toughest group, but it looks like PSG and Dortmund are going to be going through. Man City and Young Boys from Group G, and Barcelona and Porto from Group H. So out of all of the Champions League teams we could have faced, Union Berlin are definitely a pretty strong one. I mean, they got 11 points in their group, so they were very unfortunate not to go through. We're going to find them in the Europa League, and hopefully we're going to be able to get a win against them. Let's go ahead and get into this game. And just before we get into that game, I did want to go ahead and show you guys an update on the sliders. We're still trying to work with those and work out the kinks to make it the most realistic we can. We do have the difficulty set on Legendary. And then I did want to go ahead and show you the user sliders. We have most of them set to the exact same as the CPU sliders, but we have our goalkeeper ability set to 60, which I believe was what we had it set to before. But the marking we did turn up from 55 to 60, and then the CPU sliders are all the exact same except for the positioning and marking. So we kept the goalkeeper ability at 60. We actually dropped it down from 65 to 60, and we dropped the marking down from 75 to 65 because when it was on 75, it felt like we just could not play the ball through the middle of the field, and that's why a lot of the highlights you see from our team are us going on the wings. Because there was just no way you can get through the middle of the field. So 65 still might be a little too high. We're going to play around with it, and we're going to see how it goes. For this Europa League game against Union Berlin, we are going to be going with pretty much our strongest 11. We are going to be starting Evan Ferguson up top instead of João Pedro. Evan Ferguson, we need to get him going. We need him to start getting goals. He has been in a rough stretch of form ever since he came back from injury. And before he got injured, he was still in a rough stretch of form. So we're hoping that he starts to perform much better. Let's go ahead and get into this game, and hopefully we can get a win here. All right, Union Berlin pushing forward early here in this game. They got us kicked off. We're going to try to keep them contained. They are running a 5-3-2 formation, so they're going to have to go through the middle of the field more than the outside. Becker gets a shot off, but Webster makes a deflection, and we're able to get it away. Dahoud looking outside to Matoma. Evan Ferguson trying to look inside for Pascal Gross. We are going to find him trying to go for a shot. Pascal Gross took his time to get that shot away, and he was dispossessed. Smith Rowe inside here. We're going to look outside to Matoma. Can we get around the defender? Doesn't look like we're going to be able to, but we are able to make a nice move. Get it into Smith Rowe. He's going to go for a shot. A low shot on the ground, and Emile Smith Rowe opens up the scoring in this game. And this is exactly why we brought Emile Smith Rowe in. He's an attack-minded player who finds himself in great positions inside the box. And he puts that one into the bottom right corner, kept it low, kept it out of the keeper's reach. And that's Brighton 1, Union Berlin 0, 12 minutes into this game. Union Berlin pushing forward here. Becker on the edge of the box. Looks back for Gosens, who has a couple of options. Passes it into Haber. Inside to Schaefer. He's going to have room to shoot. He's going to go for the shot. And Verbruggen does not do well at all with that shot. Schaefer was left with a little bit of space. Pushes forward into the middle of the box. And gets a shot past Verbruggen. I want to see the angle on this one. It was just a really good shot. Not much Verbruggen really could have done about that. And Union Berlin have tied this game at 1 only 6 minutes after we scored the first. Dahoud pushing forward here. We have a couple of options. We're going to find Gross. We're going to look out here for Ansu Fati. He's going to push inside. We're going to look for Emile Smith Rowe. Can he get a second? He let the ball run past him, and the keeper collects. Matoma down here to Gross. We're going to look over the top for Ansu Fati, who's making a nice run. We're going to shoot across goal. The keeper makes an excellent diving save. We're going to keep the pressure on, but it looks like they're going to be able to get this one away. Union Berlin pushing forward again here. Schaefer is in the box with the ball. He's going to look back for Volland. Volland is a very dangerous player. Estepinian makes an excellent tackle. We'll be out for a corner, but we needed that save right there. Union Berlin swinging this one in. Matoma fighting for the ball. Veltman is eventually going to be able to handle it. Gosens out on this wing, waiting for some defenders to get back. He's just going to run that out of bounds, though. Unlucky for him, it was a heavy touch. Dahoud pushing forward here, looking outside for Matoma. We do have a little bit of room to run back inside. We're going to try to cut it back out. That was a poor decision from Matoma, and we are dispossessed. Berlin pushing down this wing with Schaefer. He's going to go back to Juranovic. Inside to Becker. We're going to keep some pressure on him with Webster. That shot was right at Verbruggen, and the referee's going to blow his whistle for halftime. It is a 1-all game here at the Amex. It was a very even first half, so one team is going to have to step up if they're going to win this game in the second half. Let's get into it. Smith Rowe looking for Evan Ferguson. We are going to find him. He is going to be tackled, though. Evan Ferguson just does not have the pace or the acceleration to get around anybody in this game. Matoma's going to be out here on this wing. We're going to look for a cross inside to Evan Ferguson, who gets his foot to it, and the volley was just wide of the post. Man, we are so unlucky that that ball didn't go in. Evan Ferguson may not have a lot of pace or acceleration, but he does have quite the shooting touch to him. But we unfortunately could not find the back of the net with that one. Union Berlin pushing forward here. Gosens going back to Haber. He's going to push down this left wing. We tried to stop the cross. We're not able to, but Lewis Dunk stops it from finding anybody in the middle of the box, and we're able to get away. Matoma looking inside. We don't have a lot of options. We're going to pass back to Evan Ferguson here. He's going to look for, I believe that was Pascal Gross in the middle of the box. Unfortunately, we can't get it to him. We're going to keep the pressure on, and we're not able to win that header, but we are able to win a free kick because of a handball. And in the 64th minute of this game, we are going to bring off Matoma. He is a little bit tired, and he's just not looking very pacey down that left wing. We are going to bring on Solly March, who is not exactly pacey himself, but he is able to put in beautiful passes into the box, so we're going to try to get him to do that at some point in this game. Pascal Gross on the edge of the box. Can't exactly decide what to do just yet. Berlin are playing back with pretty much all of their players. We go for a shot with Solly March. It was with his right foot, so it's going to be deflected and out for Union Berlin to get away. Evan Ferguson looking for Solly March out on this wing. The defenders run into each other. We do have an opportunity to score here. We're going to go for a shot. It was deflected. They tried to clear it away. It was off of their own man. We're going to keep the pressure on. Ansu Fati is unable to make that tackle, and Berlin are going to be away. Evan Ferguson looking over the top for Ansu Fati, who has a little bit of a heavy touch, and we're unable to do anything with that chance. Smith Rowe makes an interception at midfield, and we do have an opportunity here to counter. We're going to look for Solly March outside. We are able to find him. I see a run from Ansu Fati towards the back post. The ball was not far enough, and Ansu Fati kind of stopped running, and they're going to be able to get away with this one. Smith Rowe pushing down this wing. We're going to keep pushing. He's doing well to hold off the defenders. We're going to look back for Solly March. He's going to look inside for Dahoud. Dahoud is going to be able to get around one defender. Goes for the shot. It gets deflected. Emile Smith Rowe creates pressure and creates a turnover. Ansu Fati out to Emile Smith Rowe. We have one more chance, more than likely, to finish off this game. We're going to cut back inside. Look for Ansu Fati. A defender makes a deflection, and that is going to be the end of the first leg of this Europa League fixture against Berlin. And this game ends with a 1-1 draw here at the Amex. And unfortunately, that draw means that the final leg of the Europa League fixture will be the game that decides who goes through in the Europa League. So hopefully we're going to be able to come away with the win. That will be after this game, though. Up next, we have a game against Sheffield United, who are sitting on only 10 points through 24 Premier League games this season. They only have 2 wins and 4 draws. So they are obviously not having a very good season, and their defense has allowed the most goals in the Premier League, sitting at 53 goals allowed. So hopefully we will be able to take advantage of that defense and get 3 points in this game. I'll go ahead and show you the Premier League standings. I did show them at the end of last episode, but if you missed them, Manchester City are in first place. They have a 6-point lead as of right now over Arsenal, but they also have a game in hand. Arsenal, Spurs, Manchester United, Liverpool, and Newcastle all within 3 points, and all sitting in the 2nd through the 6th spots in the Premier League. So title is more than likely going to go to Manchester City. The race for the top 4 is going to be between, it looks like, 5 teams. And then just outside of that top 6 is going to be West Ham, Chelsea, and us. And as you can see, we are sitting 13 points behind Newcastle in 6th. So it is going to be a very, very tough task for us to get into that top 6. We do still have 14 games left to play, so hopefully we can start to make up some ground. especially with games like this one against Sheffield United, we need to take advantage of our opposition and get those 3 points. And for this game against Sheffield, we are going to go with a slightly rotated lineup. A lot of players are still in, but we are going to rotate, especially the center back positions. For now, and Igor, I want to make sure they get plenty of game time in the Premier League so that they can be ready to replace Webster and Dunk in the coming years. We got Lamptey at right back, Adingra out on the left mid position instead of Matoma. We're going to give him a rest so that he is ready to go for the Europa League fixture we have coming up. And we also have João Pedro coming in up top and Billy Gilmore coming into the central midfield position for Dahoud. So let's go ahead and get into this game. All right, boys, we have a big opportunity to get 3 points here. We need to capitalize on this game and go ahead and get a win here at Sheffield United. Sheffield United pushing forward. Verbruggen is going to have to make a save on that shot. Sheffield United looking very dangerous so far, looking very quick as well. They are moving around the pitch very nicely so far in this game, so maybe they have a little extra motivation to win this game here against Brighton. They're going to swing this corner in. Looks like March is going to be able to get ahead to it. Did not do very well at first with that, but we are able to get away. Billy Gilmore looking for a run from Emile Smith-Rowe. He is around the defender, going to go for a shot. The shot wasn't great. It was a little bit too close to the keeper, and he's able to make a save out for a Brighton corner. We're going to be swinging this one in with Smith-Rowe. Bornau is able to get his head to it. Nobody else is able from our team to get to it, but they head it out, and March is able to find himself with the ball out here on the edge of the box. We're going to look out for Estepinian. Going to go for a cross. Smith-Rowe able to get his head to it, but the ball goes just over the bar. Adingra pushing forward down this wing. We're going to look for João Pedro in the box. The cross was poor, though, and the keeper is able to collect that one very, very easily. Solly March looking inside to João Pedro. We don't have a lot of options. We're going to look back out to Solly March, but Lowe makes an excellent challenge. Solly March sticks with it. João Pedro able to find a pass to Pascal Gross. Smith-Rowe going to have to go back here. Billy Gilmore into Pascal Gross. Going to look out for Tariq Lamptey. He's going to try to find a cross to Smith-Rowe, but the defender does very well to clear that one away. An excellent pass into Bogle towards the back post. He does shoot the ball towards the near post, actually, and Verbruggen doesn't have to make a save. That ball's going to go into the side netting and out for a goal kick. João Pedro finding a nice pass into Pascal Gross. He's on a little bit of a break. Can we look inside for Smith-Rowe? The ball finds his feet. He shoots it right at the keeper. That is another chance missed. Smith-Rowe looking outside for Solly March. He's going to look back inside for João Pedro. He's going to look back inside for Pascal Gross. I didn't like our chances there. We tried to find a pass in between the defenders. I thought for a second we might be able to get it through, but we are unable to, and the referee's going to blow halftime. It has been a fairly uneventful game so far in the first half. Not a whole lot of chances for either side. As you can see here, we do have 5 chances with an expected goal of 1.5. Smith-Rowe has definitely had a couple of chances to put the ball in the back of the net, but has been unsuccessful so far. Sheffield United have not been able to do much going forward at all, and I'm expecting it to be more of the same in the second half. Adingra pushing down this wing right after kickoff. He's going to be able to get past a couple of defenders. We're going to look inside for Billy Gilmore here. He's going to look over the top. I believe Estepinian is going to be offsides by a pretty big margin there. Lamptey is going to intercept that pass, and he's going to keep pushing forward here. We're going to look for a pass into Solly March. He's going to cut back inside. I was looking for a pass there. I didn't realize the defender was so close. We're going to look inside to March again, and he has been just absolutely not good in this game at all. And now Sheffield United might be on a break. Jebison down this wing. He decides to pull back just slightly for a moment. Passes it back to Bogle eventually. He's going to look inside for Jebison. He's going to get a shot away for Verbruggen. Gets down to his left to make the save. And we're actually going to go ahead and make a change here. Solly March coming off for Enciso. We're going to move Smith-Rowe out to that right wing position, and hopefully he will provide a different option for us out on that wide position. Sheffield United swinging this cross in. The Sheffield United man, Vinny Souza, is actually able to find his head to it. We're able to get away. Pascal Gross looking over the top for Tariq Lamptey. He's going to take this one out wide. Maybe eventually look for a cross. Lowe does very well to dispossess him, though. And they're going to be able to get away with this. Jebison out here to Lowe, who's making a nice run all the way from left back. He's going to look for a cross to Bogle. Bogle with the header. Maybe could have taken that one down for a touch, and Verbruggen makes the save. Sheffield United pushing forward again here. Archer down this wing now. Going to look back for Bogle. Going to look back inside for Archer. We're going to try to keep the pressure on them. Billy Gilmore on the edge of the box. Keeping the pressure on. Can Bornau make a tackle? He can. He gets shrugged off. Verbruggen has to make another save. They swing this corner in. Vinny Souza finds himself with the header, but that one is way, way over the bar. And in the 71st minute, we're going to make another change. Adingra off and Matoma coming on to make a difference in this game. Sheffield United pushing forward again here. Low down this left side. He's going to go for another shot. Verbruggen makes another save. Sheffield United have just straight up outplayed us in this second half. They have a corner here. It looks like they're going to go short with Archer. Smith Rowe's going to go for a tackle. No one is stepping up, though. We need to make a tackle here. He makes a nice move inside. We go for a tackle. Lamptey low, pushing down this wing yet again. Going to go for a cross. We're going to get this one away to Pascal Gross. He's going to get away, and the Sheffield United man slides into the back of him. Is he going to get just a yellow card, or will this be a red? The referee shows him a yellow card. Bogle down this right wing. Goes for a cross. Tariq Lamptey's going to be able to head it away. We have one more chance to get on the counter. Smith Rowe finds Enciso. He's going to look for Matoma out here on this wing. Matoma, can he get around the defender? No, he can't. We're going to cut back inside, though. Keep going. One more touch. He gets the ball around the defense and around the keeper, and we are going to take a 1-0 lead here in the 88th minute. That is exactly why we brought on Matoma. He is a difference maker for this club and for these games. Billy Gilmore makes a nice interception, finds Enciso. Enciso finds João Pedro. Can we get this one around the keeper as well? Yes, we can. That is 2 goals in the final 5 minutes of this game to give us a 2-0 lead and to give us 3 points over Sheffield United. The celebration may be a bit much for the fact that we're beating a team that is in last place, actually in last place. But whatever, we'll take the 3 points and we'll take the celebration as well. Brighton 2, Sheffield United 0. And we get an interception there to finish off the game. The referee blows the whistle. 2-0 to Brighton over Sheffield United away from home. And that was a game we absolutely had to get 3 points in, and we found a way to do it in the final 5 to 10 minutes of that game. Great job, boys. You had me stressing out there for a minute, but we eventually got the win. And after that win, we are back into the Europa League. Second leg of this fixture against Union Berlin. We now have to go away to Berlin to play this game. And I would say so far through this career mode, this might be the biggest game we have had so far. This game is win or go home, so let's go ahead and get into this game. Let's go ahead and get this win. We will be lining up back again with our strongest 11. We were able to give some of our players a rest for that Sheffield United game, and now we are able to get our strongest 11 back in. Evan Ferguson back in up top. We need to see some scoring from him today. Let's get to it. We are playing in some snowy conditions again. The last time we played in snowy conditions, it was a 6-0 defeat for us against Tottenham, so hopefully we do not see that again here today. Ansu Fati looking for a cross all the way across the field to Matoma. We are unable to get it to him, but we find ourselves with the ball on the edge of the box. Evan Ferguson going to try to go back to Ansu Fati out there, but they are going to call it a foul. Is the referee going to give him a card? It doesn't look like it. It's just going to be a warning. Looked like he got the ball, but I guess they are going to say that he just went through the man to get to the ball. You can barely see it on that replay, but it looks like that's what it is. And we now have a free kick in a very, very dangerous area. Can we get this one up over the wall and into the back of the net? We're going to give this one probably not enough power, only 2.5 bars. It actually deflects off of the head of a man in the wall, and the keeper is able to collect. Dahoud out here to Matoma. He makes a nice move to get around the defender. We're going to try to cut back inside. Unfortunately, we are unable to, and they're going to clear this one away. Smith Rowe on the edge of the box. We're going to cut back inside. We actually have a lane to shoot through. We shoot it with Smith Rowe, but that ball goes well wide of the post. Smith Rowe pushing forward here. We're going to find a pass back to Pascal Gross. We're going to look out here to Matoma. He's going to look to run inside. We're going to find Smith Rowe yet again. He's going to try to cut back. I was looking for a run from Matoma. We weren't able to find him. We're going to shoot it with Pascal Gross here. Left-footed shot. Probably not the best option we had. We're still going to keep hold of it, though. Dahoud in here to Matoma. He's going to try to find Smith Rowe. The pass was almost there, but they clear it away. Pascal Gross looking over the top. Out here to Veltman. Can we find a cross in? We do, but it just goes straight to Ansu Fati. We're going to look inside for Smith Rowe. He's going to look inside for Gross, and Gross is going to find the back of the net. What a pass by Emile Smith Rowe. This episode, he has shown up better than he did in the last episode. And we now take a 1-0 lead after about 15 minutes in this game. Keeper dove the wrong way, and Pascal Gross finds the back of the net. That is exactly what we needed to get going in this game. We've been trying to play a little bit of the possession game for the past few minutes. Ansu Fati finds himself with the ball on this right wing. We were looking for Evan Ferguson towards that back post, but the ball is deflected out for a Brighton corner. And Smith throws up to swing this one in. Can we find Lewis Dunk? We do. The keeper makes a save momentarily, but a ball is deflected up. Looks like we are eventually going to be coming down with this one. Emile Smith Rowe with a shot. The keeper actually has to make a decent save to that one. Dahoud finds Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati's looking for the back post. Matoma, he is there. We're going to look inside for Ferguson, but the defender makes an excellent effort to get to that ball. Dahoud looking out here for Matoma. Matoma's going to have to cut back inside. They're taking away the passing lane. We're going to go inside to Smith Rowe. He's going to look out for Estepinian. Estepinian's going to look towards the back post. We were trying to find Evan Ferguson. Ansu Fati with an acrobatic effort. And they're able to get away yet again. And we have just been honestly dominating them on the defensive end. They have had nowhere to go. And we're able to get on a counterattack with Matoma. Can he get around the defender? He's sure making his best effort. We're going to cut back inside. Look for Evan Ferguson, who's going to go with a finesse shot around and wrap around his foot around the ball. But he cannot find the back of the net. And now the referee is going to blow his whistle off of that goal kick, and that is going to be halftime. And like I said, defensively we have just been rock solid. There honestly hasn't been any highlights of Union Berlin going forward. They have 0 shots and only 35% possession. So we've been pretty much just dominating this game. So let's get into the second half, and let's hopefully keep doing that. Pascal Gross looking for a pass into Evan Ferguson. He's going to go for a shot across goal, but it goes right at the keeper, and he just cannot find his shooting form in this career mode so far. Pascal Gross swinging this corner in. Ansu Fati was the one that was looking like he might be on the end of it. Smith Rowe now. Going to go back here to Evan Ferguson. Going to take a touch inside. Try to get another shot off, but we're unable to find the back of the net. And we can only find a deflection from Union Berlin. Sees us with the ball down this wing. This time, Emile Smith Rowe looking to make a move. Does make a move inside. Trying to find a pass to Evan Ferguson in the middle of the box. And again, they turn it over in midfield. We find Dahoud, who's going to look over the top for Matoma. The ball was not far enough. And they clear it away. Union Berlin pushing forward now. Toussaint on the right wing. Looking for a pass to Trimmel, who makes a nice move inside. But then with the heavy touch is dispossessed by Lewis Dunk. And now we're on a counter. Emile Smith Rowe out to Matoma. We're going to look for a run from Smith Rowe inside. He runs outside instead. Now we're going to try to find a pass inside to him, but the ball locks on to Pascal Gross instead. Emile Smith Rowe down to Matoma. We have room now. We're going to go for a shot around the keeper. He makes a nice save. And they're going to keep that one out from going out for a corner. And now Union Berlin are on a counterattack. Veltman is back. Nice defense against that man. Gosens looks for a pass into Schaefer. Back to Gosens. Back to Schaefer with an acrobatic pass. They're just passing it back and forth between each other right now. Gosens now looks inside for Haber. He's going to get some room, but he takes that opportunity to pass the ball. Union Berlin are just passing it around the box right now. Not able to take any chances. Toussaint. Again, just passes it back. We eventually try to make a tackle. Webster is able to get a tackle in, and we're able to get that away finally. Pascal Gross down here to Dahoud. Dahoud's going to look over the top for Matoma. The defender stepped up. We're going to look back inside for Emile Smith Rowe, who's going to take a shot off the crossbar and in. That is one of the best goals we have scored so far in this career mode. What a shot from Smith Rowe. Matoma with an excellent pass back into Smith Rowe. And the one-time shot. The keeper did his best to get to it, but could not get there. And that ball is in off the underside of the crossbar. And as you can see, it 100% goes over the line. No questions about it. And we take a 2-0 lead here over Union Berlin away from home. And a 3-1 lead on aggregate here in this Europa League contest. Berlin passing it around the edge of the box. They go for a shot from the edge of the box. And Schaefer finds the back of the net. And Union Berlin are not out of this game yet. Toussaint with a pass to Schaefer. And I thought we were going to be able to make a tackle there with Pascal Gross. But he was not quick enough. And Schaefer, what an excellent shot that was. And now going into the last 5 or so minutes, we are making a 5-man substitution. All 5 of our front men are coming out. And hopefully they are going to give us some much needed stamina. O'Dare inside to Welbeck. Welbeck out to Enciso. We're going to go back here to Veltman. We do not need to make any extra passes that are not necessary. Pascal Gross inside to Welbeck. Welbeck was just too slow, and we do end up turning it over. And now we need to get back on defense. Union Berlin pushing forward here. They go for a pass over the top. Estepinian does well to get his head to it. And we're just going to run this one to the corner if we can. And the referee is going to blow his whistle. We actually let that go out for a goal kick. But that's going to be full time. We win this game 2-1. And we win this Europa League fixture 3-2 on aggregate. we are going through to the next round. And that win gives us a lot of confidence going into the round of 16. I wanted to show you guys the results of the fixtures around the Europa League in that preliminary round. Of course, we won 3-2 on aggregate. I would say that is an upset because we were facing a team that was in the Champions League this year. So we go through on 3-2. Shakhtar beats Rakow. Feyenoord beats Rangers 4-1 on aggregate. Slavia Praha actually gets past RB Leipzig 2-1 on aggregate, so that is a game that I would consider an upset for sure. Milan and Liverpool unfortunately had to face each other, and Milan beat Liverpool 2-1 on aggregate. Real Sociedad faced Panathinaikos and lost 4-2 on aggregate. Galatasaray wins over Freiburg 4-0 on aggregate, and Lens beats Molde 4-2 on aggregate to round that out. And then, in the round of 16, we faced West Ham, our Premier League rivals, in the round of 16 in the Europa League. So only one of us will be going through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. We are the last two Premier League teams remaining, so it's either going to be us or West Ham. And as you can see, those games will be played in next episode. We will play Fulham away, West Ham, both games in the Europa League, and Nottingham Forest. But before we can get there, we have the final game of the episode, a home game against Everton. Before we get into that episode, I wanted to go ahead and show you the player stats in the Premier League this season, who's leading the line and what. So the top scorer in the Premier League so far this season is actually Lucas Paqueta from West Ham, 19 goals in 26 games. He is having an incredible season. And as you can see, lots of other great players up there as well. Richarlison in second place, he scored 4 of those 16 goals against us in the last game against Tottenham when they beat us 6-0. But obviously a lot of other great players up there as well. Our only player in the top 25 is Matoma. He has 9 goals through 24 games. And then as you can see, the leading assist leaders in the Premier League, Richarlison also has 13 assists. He may be up for player of the season in the Premier League. And then as you can see, we also have Solly March in 7th place in the assist category in the Premier League. Am I being too harsh on him, or am I correct in saying that he just hasn't been great this year? Maybe I'm being too harsh. 6 assists is nothing to scoff at, especially with so many games left in the season. He could still turn it around. And then to round out the rest of the top 25, we don't have anybody else, so he is by far the best passer on our team according to this, so maybe I'm being too harsh on him. And then this is what you love to see. As far as clean sheets go, Verbruggen is actually second only to Ederson in the Premier League for clean sheets, so that is an incredible stat. Verbruggen, I think, is the goalkeeper we're going to stick around with, or we're going to stick with for the future. And then as far as our squad stats go, I'm going to go ahead and show you those as well. Matoma with 10 and 7 so far, so he has the most goal contributions this season for our squad. Danny Welbeck with 9 and 2, only in 21 games, so a lot less games played as well. Maybe we should give him the start in this game against Everton. Ansu Fati still with 8 and 5. He's been playing pretty well this season, but for the last couple episodes, it seems that he's been kind of absent and hasn't been doing a whole lot. João Pedro still doing his thing, still playing pretty solid. Maybe he's going to be our striker for the future. And then you can see the other player stats here as well. Emile Smith-Rowe coming in with 2 goals and 3 assists so far in 12 games. 2 of those goals and 1 of those assists in the Premier League, or in the Europa League, excuse me. So playing much better there. We need him to start playing like that in the Premier League, and he will be our cam for the future. Speaking of that, actually, we need to go change his position because I forgot to do that earlier, and he is now up to an 81 overall, so that is absolutely incredible. And moving him over to cam does increase his overall to 81, which makes him the highest valued player in our squad. Obviously, Ansu Fati is still just on loan, so he's not actually one of our players. So Emile Smith-Rowe was an incredible signing. We signed him for around 26 million, and he is already worth 37 million and is increasing even more, with Matoma and Estepinian right behind him. And I've had some thought about Lewis Dunk. I was talking about maybe selling him on next season, but I think I might keep him around as a backup just for as long as we can, since he is the captain of this squad. But I think one player we will be looking to move on in the center back positions is Adam Webster. And then on top of that as well, we are probably going to be looking to move on Veltman at the start of the transfer window next year. That being said, let's go ahead and look at our Premier League standings and where we're at. Still sitting in 9th place, but now only 3 points behind Chelsea, so at any point in time we could overtake them for that 8th place spot, and at some point we might be able to get over West Ham as well. We are still 10 points out of the top 6 spot, but we do have a game in hand, so if we can win this game against Everton, we could find ourselves only 7 points behind the top 6 and still within reaching distance of getting into that top 6 spot with about a third of the season left to go. And with all that being said, this is the lineup that Everton are going with. Danjuma, Harrison, McNeil, Dele Alli, Decore, and Garner in midfield. Mikolenko, Keane, Tarkowski and Patterson at the back with Pickford behind them. Dele Alli is still a player that I am considering bringing in the transfer window next summer because it could be very interesting to revive his career. Even though he is doing so here at Everton right now, I don't think he is a focal point of their team. But let's go ahead and get into this game. This is the lineup that we are going with. We got Ansu Fati out on the left, actually, for this game. We're going to give Matoma a little bit of a rest again. And we are going to bring Danny Welbeck in to start up top. At the beginning of the season, we gave him a lot of game time, and he performed very well for us, so we're looking to see more of that. Billy Gilmore in defensive midfield, Igor and Bornau at center back, and Lamptey at right back. Let's go ahead and get into this game. All right, a big opportunity here to get 3 points against Everton. Let's go ahead and get into this game, and let's go ahead and push forward. Hopefully we can find a goal early on. Estepinian tries to make a tackle. We are caught out with 2 of our defenders out. Igor made his way back. Danjuma goes for the shot. Verbruggen makes a save out for an Everton corner. They are already making life difficult in these first 6 minutes of the game. Pascal Gross gets to that header off the corner. It does fall to an Everton man, though. They're going to try to go for a shot. Michael Keane is going to go for a shot from the edge of the box, and it's going to be deflected out for a Brighton goal kick. Ansu Fati looking for Estepinian out here. We're going to look for a cross over to Solly March, who tries to knock it down to himself, but the defender does well. That ball is going to be found by Estepinian, who looks outside for Ansu Fati. Billy Gilmore going to look over the top for Ansu Fati yet again, and the defender does very well to dispossess us. Now Everton pushing forward, Patterson down this wing. Estepinian trying to do well, eventually does make an interception, and we are away. And a very poor pass from Ansu Fati. Now we find ourselves in a dangerous position. Luckily, Igor does very well and dispossesses Danjuma moving forward. Harrison finds a pass into Dele Alli, who finds a pass to Danjuma, who makes an excellent save. Or Verbruggen makes an excellent save. Welbeck into Smith Rowe. Over here to Ansu Fati. He's going to try to get past the defender out here on this right wing. Patterson with another excellent tackle on Ansu Fati, and he's able to get that ball away. And Dwight McNeil pushing down this right wing. Estepinian tries to make a tackle, ends up fouling him, and they're going to give that free kick. Oh, they're not going to give the free kick. They're going to say that was a shot, and it will be a goal kick for Brighton. Igor with an absolutely terrible pass. Not sure what he was going for. Verbruggen has to get to his right to make that save, and it looks like that ball will be out for a Brighton goal kick. Welbeck out here to Solly March. Solly March cuts inside very nicely around the defender. We're going to try to get inside. Find Welbeck, who finds... Oh, tries to find Ansu Fati. I really didn't mean to make that extra pass. And unfortunately, they cleared away. Looks like we are going to have another opportunity, though. Danny Welbeck makes a nice turn. Ansu Fati tries to head it up. I believe Welbeck would have been offsides. Pickford did everything he could there to make sure we didn't score. And now Everton are pushing down this right wing. Patterson almost knocks the ball out of bounds. Looks back inside for Decore, who's being pressured by Billy Gilmore, who does very well to dispossess him. Pascal Gross looks inside for Solly March. He's going to look inside for Danny Welbeck. He's going to look inside for Smith Rowe, who's going to shoot the ball into the back of the net. We take a 1-0 lead right here before halftime. Right before this episode started, or right before this game started in the episode, I was talking about how Smith Rowe needed to find his form in the Premier League like he had in the Europa League. And it looks like he is finding it right now. And right off the kickoff, the referee is going to blow his whistle for halftime. Brighton 1, Everton 0. We take the lead into half. Early here in this second half, Everton are pushing forward. Dwight McNeil down this right wing. He is going to be dispossessed by Estepinian and gets tangled up, but Estepinian does very well to make another tackle in that sequence, and we're away. Ansu Fati pushing inside, finds Danny Welbeck. He's going to have to turn outside. We're going to look for Billy Gilmore, who's going to try to look over the top. I thought I saw Smith Rowe making a run. Bornau does excellent to make that tackle, and Dele Alli is dispossessed. And we get away unscathed in that counterattack. Pascal Gross pushing forward here. Going to look for the run of Tariq Lamptey. Not a lot of options to pass it into. We find Solly March, and we try to find the back of the net, but Pickford makes another save. Pascal Gross swinging this corner in. Bornau tries to get his head to it. Emile Smith Rowe heads this one over to Igor, who's going to try to find a pass to Estepinian. He's going to try to look towards the back post. I thought Smith Rowe was going to be able to make a run there. The cross was very, very nice, but Everton are able to get away. Smith Rowe looking for the run of Danny Welbeck. We try to get a shot past Pickford, and he is keeping Everton in this game. Decore pushing down this right wing now, goes for a cross. They're going to call Estepinian for a handball. And that is going to be a free kick in a dangerous area for Everton. Then Yuma goes for the cross. Doucouré gets his head to it and heads it into the back of the net off the underside of the crossbar. And Everton have tied this game at 1, 65 minutes in. Dan Yuma with an excellent delivery in. I thought Verbruggen was going to come out to collect that ball, but Doucouré does well to get above everyone else. Danny Welbeck tried to get above him, and Billy Gilmore just had no opportunity, especially being so much shorter than Doucouré. Everton won, Brighton won, 65 minutes gone. We got a little bit left in this game. Tariq Lamptey pushing inside, finds an overlapping run from Solly March, who's going to try to find Danny Welbeck, but he is unable to. And it looks like Everton are going to be able to get away. Mikolenko pushing down this left wing, going to go for a cross. He's going to find Dwight McNeil at the back post. Verbruggen makes the save, though. The shot wasn't strong enough. We put pressure on the Everton back line. Welbeck finds himself in the middle of the box with an opportunity to pass it to Smith Rowe, and he could not find him. Bornau does well to win that header. Ansu Fati looking inside for Welbeck. Welbeck finds Gross. Gross goes for the shot, and it's right at the keeper. Oh man, that was our best opportunity to score. And 78 minutes in, we're going to make a substitution. We're going to be bringing on Adingra, Enciso, and João Pedro to hopefully get some stamina into the team and get some goals in as well. Pascal Gross finds Enciso, who finds himself being tackled on the edge of the box. We are going to have a free kick in a very dangerous area. Unfortunately, we do not have anybody left-footed, but I see João Pedro right in front of us. We're going to try to pass it into him, and the ball just goes the complete opposite direction. I mean, FIFA, what are we doing? Smith Rowe into Enciso. He's going to find a pass back into Smith Rowe. We're going to try to push forward. We are unable to. We're going to keep the pressure on. They're going to clear that one away, but Enciso finds himself in some space. Smith Rowe tried to turn, but turned the wrong way. And they're going to be able to get away with this one. Passes it to Tarkowski, who's going to try to clear it upfield, but Bornau is able to get on that one. And now we have numbers going forward. Billy Gilmore tries to find a pass into Gross, and he doesn't find the back of the net. Oh, man. That's 2 chances for Pascal Gross to win this game, and he could not convert either of them. We do win the header off the goal kick. And Enciso is going to find Pascal Gross, who's going to find a run from Smith Rowe, and Michael Keane makes a challenge. I thought he got the ball, but they're going to say he went through the man. And we have a chance here to go forward. We're going to try to pass the ball off to João Pedro here. Again, it just goes the wrong way. Adingra back out to Pascal Gross. Pascal Gross pushing forward. We're going to go for the shot. Probably should have crossed it back inside to Enciso. And this game is going to end 1-1. A draw here against Everton at home. Pascal Gross, I mean, there was 2 clear chances to win this game, and he missed both of them. And looking at the match highlights, Pascal Gross, I mean, there is no better opportunity to score. The ball goes right past the post. He makes a nice move inside. Billy Gilmore with an excellent pass to him. And that ball just has to go in the back of the net. That is a heartbreaking shot from Pascal Gross to end this game off. And just when it seems like we have an opportunity to move forward in the Premier League standings, we find ourselves with a draw at home against a team that we should definitely be beating. I mean, Everton aren't playing bad in this career mode, but that was a winnable game, and especially with Pascal Gross missing those 2 chances, it's just inexcusable that there's no reason we should be drawing that game. And that is going to do it for today's episode. One thing I wanted to do before the end of the episode was actually bring in some more attack coaches, because with João Pedro and Evan Ferguson being so much better than their actual ratings are in this game, I want to develop them much quicker. So we're going to bring in some more coaches to attack. We're going to bring in George Finn. He has 4-star attacking in the Tiki Taka coach vision. So we're going to go ahead and bring him in. And then we are going to bring in one more as well. We're going to bring in Ryan Wright, who is a 3-star coach in attacking skills. So we're going to bring him in as well. And now we are at 12 stars for attackers. So hopefully they are able to increase the player development for our strikers and for all of our attack players overall. And that being said, that is going to do it for today's episode. In the next episode, we will be playing Fulham away, West Ham in the Europa League in both legs, and Nottingham Forest at home in the league. Nottingham Forest and Fulham are sitting in decent spots in the league. Fulham are sitting in 11th place. Nottingham Forest, though, not in a decent spot, sitting all the way down in 18th and in the relegation zone. So again, 2 games that should be winnable. Fulham is going to be a tough game away. Unlikely we're going to come away with 3 points there, but we'll see. They have only scored 21 goals this season in 26 games, but they have also only allowed 30 goals, which is on par with some of the best teams in the league in terms of defense. So they are a very defensive-minded team, and that's not great for us because offensively we have had some struggles this season. The Nottingham Forest game at home, though, should be one of our easier ones, and we should come away with 3 points there. But the main fixtures in the next episode are going to be those Europa League games against West Ham. They're having a great season. That's going to do it for today's episode. I want to thank you guys for watching again. First episode of this Brighton career mode is actually about to hit 20,000 views, which is insane. And we are about to hit 500 subscribers. I believe at the time of recording this, we are only 5 away. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.